Evening, guys. I have a few of my slightly larger and just spectacular vintage girls behind me, and they're all out in honour because I've been promising to show somebody one of my 051s, so I'm a little bit late showing this, so apologies, Mark. And when something special comes out, lots of my older girls get jealous, so they like to come out as well. I bet a lot of you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that chainsaws get jealous, but some of my big girls get very, very jealous if I'm picking up one saw and I'm leaving them behind. So, the Stihl 051 AV, early 70s saw. This is the AVE, which I'm in two minds. So they do an EQ as well with a chain brake, or electronic quick stop with a chain brake, and so I'm in two minds as to whether or not my preference is for the points ignition or the electronic ignition. I love both of them, in fact. I do. I love both of those variations of the saws, and probably I'm more traditional. I like points ignition systems, but so this girl is in spectacular condition, absolutely gorgeous condition saw, and non-chain brake, full AV, and a big piston, 52mm piston, 42mm stroke, so nominal 89 cc's, and on paper it's hard to get exact horsepower figures for saws which are circa 50 years old. Very difficult to get them accurate anyway, and so 5.5 to 6 horsepower. So on paper, her older sister, which is really another beautiful saw as well, really interesting variation, short-lived. In the back is the 050, same displacement, just some really interesting design changes between the two, and why do I love these saws so much? So weight wise, they come in at around, with a 16 or 17 inch bar, they come in around the 23.5 pound mark, 23 pounds, something like that, and they'll run on paper from a, I think from a 16 or 17 up to a 30, although you might be able to push it past that, although I've never, actually I do have a longer bar for one, but I think it's more for milling and I've never used it. I've got a 42 actually for this fitment. So they're just spectacular. So you can pick up this saw. I even love using, I think I said in one of my videos the other day, I actually love using these with one of the smaller 15-inch bars. I've got some amazing, gorgeous 40-plus-year-old Sabre bars with some original Sabre chains, and I just love using them. It's the type of thing, it's a bit like picking up something like your 560 or my 262 with a 14 or 15-inch bar and feeling you can just cut anything, and that's how these things feel, just heavier and, you know, a little bit more slower revving, but spectacular. So even though this girl is circa 50 years old, and there's some pretty special company out with her today from a couple of my early partner R12s, 90cc's, the John Sids, the XF, spectacular 110, the 820. I've got my Contra, the 50, some of my beautiful favourite, depending on their bar and chain setups, so some of my DD8Fs, early Mark versions of those, and Solo Rexes, another Dan arm, my Pioneer 650, I could bring a few of those out actually. And so in this guy she's running 404 fitment, but he can put some of these were options, you could run them with 3/8, but I much prefer it with 404. Fully adjustable chain oiler and top fill for fuel and oil. Beautiful, easy adjustment for the chain oil, really, really excellent as well. Has that oversized hand guard at the front, which just feels really, really comfortable. Now let's make sure the switch is off, compression wise. Monster, an absolute brute of a thing. And as you can see from the paint on this engine, it's literally done nothing, not in terms of, you know, a saw, a working life for a saw. And wait for them to go by. And so what did I do to this saw? A few things, just a few things which I wanted to have done to her. So she had new, when I had her, she had new genuine Stihl friction washers, really important as well, just to have the proper friction washers with the stainless steel retaining washers, which sets up this clearance so that the dogs engage really well and then release correctly. Correct size pull cord, lots of people get wrong, and then it interferes with the return action, so that's all fantastic. Had a correct tillets and carburetor kit. I think I did gaskets on the manifold as well, inlet. Exhaust is excellent. Fuel and vac lines were replaced just as a matter of course on most of them, and I put a new HT lead on it because I had a tiny nick. What else did we do to this girl? Lots of things. New fuel filter. Didn't like the look of the clutch, and then managed to buy a really beautiful condition old clutch with the friction material. I know for modern chainsaw users this is all going to be brand new, but they actually had the, you know, the high friction material glued to the clutch. Glued to the clutch. Got a mind going blank. And so, you know, when they wore out, you could end up getting metal on metal, and because of the distance, you could end up splitting the clutch drum. So material on that clutch was not great, so I put a mint condition clutch in it, and I changed the clutch drum and the clutch bearing, and so she's running at present then a genuine Stihl solid nose period Duramatic 21-inch nominal bar. That's a genuine vintage Oregon Type 52, nearly brand spanking new, semi chisel chain, and she also has somewhere I have a brand new full chisel chain for her. Only put it on for fitment, never actually run it. Right guys, let me show you what this girl runs like. Angrily. So spectacular running engine. Just starting, sometimes I forget that it starts like that even with no throttle lock on. It's just an amazing beast of an engine. So yeah, so the rest of the saws have to come out in tribute to this girl, because no matter what saw you would pick up out here on any given size piece of wood up to 25 inches in diameter, or this saw would hold its own. They're just a spectacular piece of engineering. Obviously a lot of weight in them, and these are incredibly torquey, and I just love cutting with them. Absolutely love cutting with them. Probably my favourite combination of bar and chain with these are something like the 17-inch with a full chisel, just for manageability. But I also love this setup, 21-inch semi-chisel, and because I have 7 or 8 variations of the 50 and 51, I have nearly every denomination of chain and bar, I think. Busy tonight. Ambulance. Right, that's an omen. Got to go careful when I demonstrate this saw. Okay guys, let me show you how this girl cuts. Also, somebody messaged about some of the t-shirts. Aged UK, they're great, and the big run. I didn't do that run, and don't wear them for that reason. Although the charity is great, Age UK, spectacular, and it's a very funny story. When I bought a saw from somebody in this area, I can't think, somewhere around Leeds, a couple of years ago, when they packed the chainsaw and sent it to me, they packed it in around, it must have been 10 t-shirts, and they were all t-shirts for this race which they've been running presumably up north, and so they've remained my chainsaw shirts since that day. So my body wouldn't be able to cope with running. I find it hard running up and down the drive picking up the wood. Right then, perhaps we'll just take my beautiful D55 Super and put her there. Oh, and that one there. Hey guys, so it's hard to know when you show people some of the saws just how to explain what they like to use. So running the Oregon 52 chain as opposed to a full chisel chain, it just is, the saw's just so lazy and so relaxed. You don't have to put any pressure, just the weight of the blade, it just takes off little manageable chips, you know, spectacular sized chips, and it just cuts with no snagging and just spectacular. If you wish to cut faster, you could obviously go in and pick a chain with different geometry and go to a full chisel, but just a gorgeous machine to use. And then when you hang it back up at the end of the day, you think, wow, what a spectacular workshop piece to put on display. Let's find something just effortless cutting, and as you can hear it, it's not racing car engine speed, but when you put bigger wood onto it, it just doesn't slow down. Let's find something bigger if we can. Hang on then. Any bigger? Not really. Should have planned that better, guys, shouldn't I? Why don't I? Guys, I'll pause the video. I'm going to move the Dan arm. There's a really nice piece of, really nice, what is that, about 16 inches. That's a great piece to cut. I'll pause back in a moment. Hey guys, right, that nearly finished me off trying to move this piece of wood. Okay, so, a little bit bigger than I thought, maybe about 17 inches across. Okay, let me show you what this girl performs like on this. Hey guys, so I don't know how that comes across when I'm showing that, but it's only when you put this saw with this size blade then on something this size you suddenly realise the engine just doesn't slow down, and you just see me taking the weight off it just to show there's no forcing, it's just pulls itself through, and it's just impeccable cutting. It's just spectacular. So there she is. That's the gorgeous 051 AVE electronic. So slight follow on from the first version with points in condenser ignition and double felling spikes, fully adjustable chain oiler, exhaust excellent condition. AV mounts all round, and just a thing of absolute beauty. Literally can cut anything, and can you believe that? Circa 50 years old and still running like this. Guys, thanks for watching. Any questions, I'll do my best to answer, and hopefully suitable for one of you out there if you're looking for something really special. Bye for now.